Without flow, the relationship is going to trend to entertain extremes. And those extremes are going to fashion around what everyone inside the relationship is constantly projecting into it. So if a relationship is constantly projecting its shadow interests or its shadow proclivities or its shadow traits, then that relationship is going to fashion itself around it, which becomes the energy of that relationship around those um, shadow tendency traits or whatever. And that becomes the flow in that relationship. So, what is the flow? The flow is the continual action of balancing. So, if the relationship is constantly receiving shadow inputs, then everyone involved in that relationship is actively trying to balance the shadow inputs, which then allows the relationship to take on the nature of being more of a shadow base versus being more of a light base. This is why you can have toxic relationships, because a toxic relationship is actively balancing its shadows. In a day, it's a shadow, right? It's toxic, but that's what it's exuding because it's constantly in action of balancing that. And so that's the flow in that relationship. That's the flow that reflects the individuals within the relationship because the individuals are the ones projecting into it. So it's the flow that we have to focus in on if we're going to uh, improve how our relationships operate. And so we get so caught up in positions, we get so caught up in our own self-interest and a lot of other different things that gets peppered into a relationship, but we never figure out how to make it flow, right? Or how to allow the flow to be continual to the health and to the heightening of the relationship versus to the deadening of the relationship. So what a lot of people don't realize is it really comes down to tapping into the flow.